Today I'm grooming a Maltese, but first I'm going to show you what I'm making. I'm making a wall hanging with a dog fairy. I also made myself this shirt with my little Basset Hound puppy on it. I'm going to use a string of pearls to hang the sign. One of my favorite whimsical designs is the dog fairy. Here I'm making a 16-inch pillow with black lace. I use my sawgrass printer to put on butterflies and the flowers. There's paw prints on the back and a poodle patch on the front. I also sell dog bandanas, and I made these with my sawgrass printer also. There's Yorkies and butterflies and a bunch of dogs in the bathtub. My first dog of the day is here. It's 8 o'clock and I have a little Maltese. It is a boy and I can't remember his name. I'm going to have to check. So he is getting a number 3 blade all over. Just going to hook him up so he can't jump out of the tub. I have him up here on a storage bucket with holes drilled in it so it can drain, so I don't have to bend over into the tub all day. Let's start off his grooming with shampoo and conditioner. Just going to warm the water up and get started. Going to use a human head lice comb just to loosen up his eye boogers. I don't have to pull it all the way out. I just want to get it away from the skin and loosened up so when I cut his hair, I can shave that right out. Just loosening it up. Guys, if you're ever trying to trim your dog's face or do anything to their eyes, hold this beard right here. It's their handle. And if they don't have long hair, you can still just hold their skin sag right here. You just hold it right there. They don't care. I've never had a dog that minds you holding their jaw underneath, unless they have bad teeth. But this dog is young. So I'm just going to pull all that out. You can see all the stuff it pulled out too. Okay, so I just blow dried him real quick for a minute. I'm going to go ahead and towel dry his face. Well, towel dry everything. And I'm going to wrap him up in a towel. I'm going to clean up my mess in the tub. I'm going to let him sit in his cage for a minute. And then I'll get him back out and finish blow drying him. This little guy is getting a number 3 blade all over. He's almost dry. I'm just going to finish blow drying him real quick. I'm using the 7 blade on the base of his tail, right here, shaving about 1 inch of it. This keeps it clean when he goes to the bathroom, and also Gives him a little bit of style back here. Just shaving this part. Then I'm going to come with my 10 blade and shave under his tail, and I'm going to shave his belly out. I'm going to use my slicker brush and brush his tail out and trim it up. It's got a couple tangles in it, so I'm going to use my thinning shears to thin it out, and then those tangles will come right out. That way it brushes out easy and I don't have to pull on the mats. Most dogs' tails are matted right here. So that's another good reason to shave just the base of their tail with a 7 blade. It takes all that hair off. Because they sit down on their tail. I mean, they're sitting down, they're scooting it into the dirt. It's always matted back here. So when I use thinning shears, you can't really tell that I cut that out. It's just thinner. So, I mean, that also helps from getting matted next time around. And it still looks good. See? So, took out that much hair, but you can't tell. So I'm going to comb it all down and just trim up along the bottom. I use my comb and I can find all the mats with my comb. Just thin it out a little bit more and it brushes right out. I'm going to use my straight scissors to trim along the bottom. Pretty short, so I'm just neatening it up, not really cutting too much off of it. That's it. I'm working my way around to his front foot. I've already trimmed up 3 of his legs, so I'm going to trim up this foot and cut these nails. I'm done with his body and I'm working my way around to his face now. I'm just going to comb his bangs forward. Hold on here. There we go. I comb it all forward, and with my curved scissors, I'm going to trim right around, I don't know if you can see that, right around his eyes. By my comb, and I'm going to flip them around the other direction and trim along the side here. I'm trying to use the 3 blade on his neck, but his neck is all matted. It won't go through. See, it just jams up. Guys, if you want your dog long, you have to brush them, and especially the neck area where they wear a collar, it gets all matted. So you're going to have to take the collars off and brush underneath. I'm going to try to use a little bit of a shorter blade to see if that goes through, because the longer blades, they jam up and tangle. They don't go through. There we go. So that's a 4 blade. I'm just going to use a 4 blade actually on, yeah, it's matted over here too. So it's just going to be a little bit, it's just going to be a little bit shorter on his neck. I don't know, y'all can't see. Hold on. There we go. I'm just going to do it right here where he wears the collar. And she probably won't even know the difference, but she knows that if they're matted, I cut out mats. I don't brush out mats, and she knows. She'll be okay with it. I'm just going to do, yeah, it's all tangled up in here. So I'm using the 4 blade all on his chest. I'm just going to pull out this hair from the corners of his eyes. Just pull it out with my fingers. Then I'm going to come back with my 10 blade and just shave all this out, being careful not to scrape his skin. I'm just pulling it all away so I don't have to press so hard to get that out. Just loosening it up. And whatever I don't get with my clippers, I'll just come back with my scissors and scissor off the rest. I'm just going over him one more time. We're pretty much done. I just want to make sure there's no hairs out of place. Going over him with the 3 blade. Even though I had to take his neck a little bit shorter than the rest, you can't really tell. These hairs always pop out later. You could really just spend all day picking and picking and picking, you know, and you'll always find hairs out of place. Some point you got to stop. I'm going to get my curved scissors. If I can find them. Oh, there they are. Just double check his head real quick. I just cleaned his ears. I pulled the hair out and wiped those out with ear cleaner. All right. Some people like the top of the nose short and some like it long. And I like it short. So I'm just going to trim this down up here. His ears don't lay flat, so they're not going to look even, because depending on how he's holding them is how they look. They fold in half. They don't, like I just said, they don't lay flat. It's impossible. Unless I shave them. And she won't let me shave them, so they're just going to look uneven. See, now I have this piece back here, but once he pops them and folds them and turns them another way, it's just going to keep, the hair's just going to keep moving around. Just going to round this off. I like to keep my fingers out of the way when I'm cutting. You learn that the hard way. Just trim down his nose. All right. He's ready to go. I'm going to spray him down with some conditioner and wipe him off with the fragrance-free baby wipe. Just knock off all those loose hairs. I'm going to make sure his eyes are clean with some water. Wipe out the corners of his eyes, and I'm going to dress him up. Every time I do that, hairs pop out, so I can always go back and get those little scraggly hairs. Curved scissors are great if you're trying to groom your dog at home. Curved scissors are great. It's almost Easter, so I have these. Do you like that? That's your collar. You can't eat your collar. Do you like that? Yeah, it's Easter. I make bandanas for all the dogs that are groomed here. This slips over the collar. It's got little Easter bunnies and a bow. Let's dress you up because your mother's going to be here soon. Super cute. It's teeny tiny. Tell everybody thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Pick your head up. Okay, let's go.